I started this channel to recommend my favorite animes and talk about animes that I like to you guys. But somewhere along the way, I started to make videos for more views and subs, and I became addicted to it. And now, when I look back, it's pretty clear that I choose the wrong way. And I'm sorry. But from now on, in this channel, I will be recommending more good animes and I will try to make the best videos so that you can enjoy. And so, this video only contains animes that are my favorite. So without further ado, let's start the video. Toradora. I don't have to say much about this anime because even if all of you haven't already seen it, at least you should have heard of it, right? If you haven't, then what are you doing here? Go watch Toradora. It may not have a flashy animation, but to date, it's one of the best romance anime ever made. Not because it's a high school romance anime or it has taiga, but because it has one of the best stories that I have ever seen in a rom-com anime. And characters that feels real and relatable to the point where you will find yourself in a place where you can't decide which character you should root for. Yes, it's that good. So definitely watch Toradora. Rascal does not dream of bunny girl senpai. Even though it's a joke that has been used so many times, I just can't stop myself. Don't get fooled by the title, it's not about a bunny girl. Yes, that felt good. Now let's talk about the anime. Or should I have to talk about the anime because it's pretty much famous like Toradora. And even if you haven't watched it already, at least you should have heard of it. If not, then it's a coming of age romance anime that follows a boy named Sakuta Azuzakawa, who meets a popular idol named Mai Sakurajima in a bunny costume, and only he can see her. This anime is a mix of romance and supernatural, so it's not a typical romance anime. And what I like about this anime is that it focuses on so many social issues that teenagers face. And when you add supernatural elements to the mix, you get one of the best coming of age romance anime. If someone were to ask me to pick a new gen romance anime that I like the most, I would probably choose Kaguya-sama Love is War because I honestly like the show. It's simple and funny. A story about two proud geniuses who are feeling for each other trying to force the other to confess first because they are too prideful. It's pretty simple. Just like other romance animes, it's about will they get together or not. But what makes this anime different is how they do it, how the staff behind the anime do it. I can't explain that with words, you just have to watch the show to understand it. And they give every character a fair amount of screen time to develop. And Yu Ishigami is a great example. And when he said this line, it was the most satisfying moment ever. I don't know how the third season will be, but when I looked at manga community, they said it only gets better. And if you don't know, the manga of Kaguya-sama Love is War is at its final arc, and it will be finished soon. So if you are someone who can wait for the anime to catch up, you can read the manga. My teen romantic comedy snafu. When I first started watching this anime, I thought it would be just a rom-com anime where the loner MC gets the popular girl. But after finishing the first season, I realized how wrong I was. My teen romantic comedy snafu is not just a rom-com anime. It's much more than that. It's a well-written and character-driven anime about a love triangle between three high school students that however you look at it doesn't match. One is a loner named Hachima Nikigaya. Yu is a cheerful, outgoing girl, and there's Yukino Shita, a smart, beautiful, and is nicknamed the Ice Cold Beauty for her icy demeanor. And if you think about it, this is the charm of this anime because every character have a personality of their own. And because of that, the world of my teen romantic comedy snafu feels real. And even though we know who's going to win, we just can't stop rooting for the other girl. And that's how you should write a high school love triangle. Because if the other girl just loves him because he gave her an apple or something, it's not going to work. If you want the attention of the audience, you need to make them both compelling. And my teen romantic comedy snafu does that in a way that sometimes it feels unrealistic. Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. When I heard this anime is going to be released in the fall 2020 season, I was sure that it's going to be overshadowed. Because that season we had animes like Haikyuu to the top second season, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in Attention, and it was the season that we got Jujutsu Kaisen. So I was sure that it's going to be overshadowed. But to my surprise, Tonikaku Kawaii was among one of the best shows that season and that year, which shows how good it is. And when you look at it, Tonikaku Kawaii is not romantic drama where the main couple has to overcome an obstacle or an anime with a high stake. In reality, it's just a wholesome romance anime about the everyday lives of a cute couple. Naza Yuzaki. No, not that Naza. Yes, this one. And Tsukasa Yuzaki. And I will warn you, don't watch this in public because you will have this weird smile on your face throughout the anime. Tsukika Kirei. When it first aired in 2017, I didn't hear much about it. No, I didn't hear anything about this anime. Maybe because the anime community didn't talk much about it. Or I was the only one who didn't hear it. But after 2 years, in 2019, when I was looking for a romance anime to watch, I came across Tsukika Kirei. And after seeing the rating and positive reviews, I decided to give it a try. And I am glad that I did. Because now Tsukika Kirei is one of my favorite romance animes. And it was a breath of fresh air. Because at that time I had already watched a lot of romance animes and was looking for something simple and something different. And Tsukika Kirei was simple and different. It had the same premise where a boy meets a girl and they fell in love. But it was different somehow. The animation was different. At first you may feel a little out because of the animation, but you will get used to it fast. And the characters didn't talk much, but you can understand them through their expressions. And the romance is not rushed at all. It's slow, cute and awkward. And it's really fun to watch them get closer. So if you haven't already seen Tsukika Kirei, then I would highly recommend you to check this out. Because it will be a breath of fresh air for you as well. I know some of you guys don't like harem anime and think that harem is not romance anime. I agree with that as well. And when I was watching this anime, at first I also thought that it's just a harem anime. But after finishing every season and a movie, I realized it's not just a harem. And if did right, a harem anime can also be as good or better than romance anime. No, I'm not talking about the quintessential quintuplets. No, not High School DxD either. I'm talking about Saika no How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. It started pretty generic, like a harem anime with a weeb MC and some girls trying to get his attention. But when we finish the first season, it's pretty clear that there will only be one victor. And every hero introduced is very different. They think differently, they act different, and the way they approach MC is also different. Because they just not do stuffs like hugging and cooking. They approach MC with their talent, and every one of them is different. And if you have already seen the anime, then you should watch the movie as well. Then you will understand why it's one of my favorites. I always try to avoid sad animes, because I just can't handle it. And because of that, I couldn't finish Your Lie in April or Anohana the Flower we saw that day. But there's one sad anime that I finished. Maybe it's not sad as others, but it was pretty sad for me. Even though I didn't cry, it broke my heart. Plastic Memories, the first romance anime to ever break my heart. And it was an experience that I couldn't forget to this day. And Plastic Memories is an anime that I would recommend to anyone because I know they will like it. The story is not anything special and it's quite generic if you look at it. It's about Tsukasa, a boy who is working for a company that makes robots, or Giftias, highly advanced androids which are almost indiscernible from normal humans. And there he meets a beautiful Giftia named Isla and fell in love with her. But the problem however is that she only has 2 months left, and after that she has to be retrieved before she loses her memories and become hostile. And now Tsukasa must come to terms with his feelings for Isla before her time is up. Some of you may say that it's just a romance anime, and it's true, it's just a romance anime. But for me, it was the first anime that broke my heart and made me realize that nothing lasts forever. At first, I was thinking of putting Horimiya here, but when I sat down and started thinking, I realized that I have an anime that I like more than Horimiya, and it's pretty underrated. Bottom tier character Tomozaki. And it doesn't mean I don't like Horimiya. Horimiya is a great show and I enjoyed it a lot. And I will add Horimiya in part 2 of this video. Only if this video gets 500 likes and at least 100 comments. I know I'm asking a lot, but I just like reading comments. So about bottom tier character Tomozaki. I think the reason why I like this show so much is that I like animes that focuses on character development rather than focusing on will they get together or not and romance maybe. Even though this anime lacks romance elements, it covers that with well-written characters and meaningful plots. Every character have a personality and problems they have to face. And for the main character, it's being socially inept. At first, it may seem generic. He's a gamer and someone who thinks that others are just born better. But the anime soon makes it clear that it's not generic. When he meets Hinami, who is the same as Tomozaki, but better than him, and realizing it's blaming others when it's your own lack of effort that has you in the position you are in. And when you understand that, it makes Tomozaki a relatable character. And when you think about it, that same lane can be used for us as well. We all are in the position that we worked and put effort into. And there's no point in blaming society or anyone for our lack of effort. And I don't understand why so many people are sleeping on bottom tier character Tomozaki. It's such a great show. And now before we move on to my favorite anime, let me recommend you an underrated anime. As thanks for watching the video till the end without skipping. You didn't skip, right? I hope you didn't. The anime is Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. It's a new Netflix original movie and my next video will probably be on this movie. So if you haven't already watched it, you should check it out. It's enjoyable. And now, let's move on to my most favorite romance anime. It's TC Master Takagi-san. I know what you guys are thinking, but hear me out. Before watching TC Master Takagi-san, I also never thought that it would become my favorite romance anime. And when I first saw the poster and trailer, I wasn't eager at all. But one day, I didn't have any romance anime to watch. And so, I decided to give TC Master Takagi-san a try. And I swear, it was the best choice that I ever made. I enjoyed TC Master Takagi-san so much so that I finished the entire 2 seasons within 2 days. And to this date, no new anime is able to take that place from TC Master Takagi-san. It's still my favorite. And recently, the studio behind TC Master Takagi-san has announced that it will be getting a 3rd season and a movie in 2022. So if you haven't already seen it, you should check it out. It's a simple story about a girl named Takagi who likes to tease her classmate Nishikata. It's a heartwarming and wholesome story that will make you wish that if you could attend middle school again and meet Takagi there. So that's it for this list. And if you want a part 2 of this video, then leave a comment below and a like if possible. So see you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe.